The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
I'm sure you heard about this. Last week, Harry Reid said a secret source called him on the phone and said that Mitt Romney didn't pay taxes for 10 years and that Mitt Romney's father would be ashamed if he were alive. So many people think he's made that stuff up. And here's Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina yesterday calling Harry, Dirty Harry, a liar.
I've been around this town for a while. I actually like Harry, but what he did on the floor of the Senate is so out of bounds. I think he's lying about his statement of knowing something about Romney. So this is what's wrong with America.
That's pretty stiff. You think the Democratic, you think the leader of the Senate is lying?
I really do. I think he's created an issue here. I think he's making things up at a time when the country is just about to fall apart.
And that's where we are, making stuff up.
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you make of all this?
Well, first of all, I think he paid taxes, and I think that he shouldn't probably at this point give his returns because they'll look at one return from 5 years ago, see a little statement, and they'll make a big deal out of it. And I have said it, and I've said it a lot, that if Obama opened up his records, maybe Mitch should give his returns, and that would be a great trade. I guarantee it would be a really wonderful trade.
What do you mean records?
I'd like to see his college records. I'd like to see his college applications. I'd like to see something about his past, which many people know nothing about. I'd like to see his passport records, which are sealed. You know, Obama spent over $4 million in legal fees to keep these things quiet, and then he stands up and says, I want to see his tax returns. He's given tax returns, and if they give more, and I understand what Mitt's saying, they're very, very complex, and 100% straight, 100% legal, but they look at little nitpicking things, and then you have another month of debate.
Right.
Now, if Obama gives some of his sealed records, where all of this money has been spent to keep them sealed, I would certainly make that trade. I think that's a great trade.
What do you think Donald would be in his school records that people would find of interest?
Well, I don't want to get into that, but I think it would be very, very interesting to see. And I really think, and I've said that to the people, and I really believe that that would be a trade that you'd like to see. I will tell you, Fox and Friends would love to see it. I think you'd find some things that are very, very interesting and very shocking.
So basically, you just feel that something's hidden in there, and that's why he's spending so much money to hide it.
Well, you're spending millions of dollars in legal fees to hide, and most of the presidents, by the way, have released their college applications and their college records. And a lot of questions are being, raised by a lot of different people. Why does he not want to give out his college applications?
And maybe the Senate Majority Leader will decide he's going to release some of his tax returns as well. But really, Donald, it's not just Harry Reid spreading rumors. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee now with a big apology. We're going to roll this one out for you.
To Sheldon Adelson, they finally admitted that by saying that he knew about prostitution in one of his casinos in Macau was wrong. The DCC made an unsubstantiated allegation. They went on to apologize and attacked Sheldon Adelson, a supporter of the opposing party. That was wrong. He goes on to apologize to Adelson. If you're him, is that enough? He's a friend of yours.
He is a friend of mine, and I think it's probably enough. I mean, it's politics, and it's a lot of things are said, whether it's Harry Reid or anybody else. A lot of things are said, and I think it's great that they apologized. I think it's great also for Sheldon.
Absolutely. He had threatened a lawsuit or something like that.
Yes.
All right.
And Donald, real quick, what do you think Mitt Romney's got to do in this last month leading up to the convention that he hasn't been doing yet?
I think he's got to be very tough, and he's a very nice man. He's a very smart man. He's a very honorable man, and now he's really got to get tough because they are playing down and dirty with him. What they're doing with him and the Republicans, I think, are really, the Hillary Clinton campaign, it was the most vicious ever run against her by Obama. This one is making that look like baby cakes. So I will tell you, I really think that the Republicans, and in particular Mitt, are going to have to really get down and dirty. They're going to have to get very tough because the things that are being used against them are disgraceful.
Well, it is now a sprint to the convention. Donald Trump, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and I'll be watching Carol. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be watching you in that second hour. That's great.
Very nice.
Join us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.